Hi there, it's Karen here. Welcome back. And today we're working in Roxy's Weekly Challenge, week 24. And this week she's got us doing mark making in an old book, which I think is a great idea because you keep them all together and then you just tear them out as you use them. How much I will do, I really don't know. I've picked up this book. It's quite an old one. It's from 1904. So I'm going to take I'm going to pass by the first few pages. The Bride of Lammermoor. I've heard of it. It's a Walter Scott, so it's quite an old book. But I'm just going to bypass the first couple of pages, and I'll bypass that one because it's got a mark on it that doesn't appear to want to come off. So I think we'll just start here. Actually, it's very loose. Maybe I'll take all of these out and start. It's all falling apart, this book. Okay, so what I've got to use, I've got a whole load, in fact a box like this, full of Promarkers. These are the Promarkers. They're, I think they were made by Letraset, and then I think the more recent sets are made by Winsor and Newton. So I guess they were just taken over. So they're basically the same. They've just been slightly rebranded. But I've got loads of them. I love them, but I hardly ever remember to use them. Part of the problem is because if you colour something, it goes right through. It's one of those. I believe they are alcohol markers, so they do bleed through. But I have got this piece of. It's a cut-off piece of craft. Not paper. It's like a plastic. Comes on a roll, and it's just a little piece of it, and I've got quite a few of them. They're good for protecting your papers. I think they're heat resistant, and I thought if I pop that in there, then I won't get the bleed through, and that's pretty much what Rachel was doing in her video, so that makes sense. So I'm just going to make a start. I've just pulled a few colours that I think I might like to use in here, so I haven't got to keep rifling through my box. That's not to say I won't suddenly decide I want to use one of those colours. But I think I've got plenty to start me off here. And I'm going to start off with this one, which is an orchid, really pretty lilac colour. So I'm going to use and again they're double-ended, so we've got the finer tip, and then we do have, which I don't use so often, the bullet tip. Is it bullet point? Something like that they call it. Bullet nose? Not sure. But anyway, the flat one, which we'll probably use some of those as well. It's not something I ever do really, mark making, but I keep thinking I'd like to have a go. And she started off with a grid, so I think I'll do something similar. Whereas her grid was vertical, and that way I'm going to go out diagonal because I'm more comfortable doing diagonal lines than vertical lines. I feel like I've got more control. So I'm just going to do that. And try to keep them reasonably close together, and obviously they're not very straight, but then I don't think straight is really the aim of the game. I don't think Rachel was certainly not worrying about keeping her lines particularly straight. It's just creating a little pattern really. Anything goes. So I'm just starting simple and see what I come up with as I go along. I'm trying to pick some colours that I think are possibly usable in future journals. Not that I'm going to worry about that overly much, but because sometimes you don't know what you're going to need, so it's best to just have a selection. But I'd not seen her do it on this kind of thing before on book page. This is quite an interesting concept. Now my sleeve is catching on these bits. I wonder if I need to cut these off because I'm catching. I think this jumper will come off in a minute anyway. I always get warm when I start to craft. Let's just cut these bits off. See if I can stop it catching on them as I go. to it. Keep going. So I'm filming this on Saturday morning. My husband has done his park run. We've had our Saturday morning croissants, which is one of the things we like to do on a Saturday. It's our little treat. He goes and runs and I go to Rogers, which is like 2 minutes walk, or less than 2 minutes walk up the road, and pick up the croissants, which we always enjoy on a Saturday morning. It's our little Saturday treat. And then I usually try and film these challenges over the weekend for next week. So, right, I'm going to try and turn it around because I'm losing. I haven't got anywhere for my hand to rest now because it's falling off the page. So I need to try and find a way to make it so that I can just glide my hand along somehow. So yeah, we've got next Thursday we are my husband's brother, who lives in Australia, is arriving. He's going to be here for about 10 days because he's coming over for the wedding. His family are not able to make it, unfortunately, which is a shame, but we're really pleased that he's coming. We haven't seen him for quite a few years. I'm trying to remember the last time. It's probably, it's been a number of years since he's been over. So it'd be good to see him. I know my husband is really looking forward to seeing his brother. And he's going to stay with us most of that time. But he's going to have a few days with a friend in between next weekend and the wedding weekend. He's going to go away for a couple of days with a friend of his. So yeah, that should be good. So next weekend is going to be very busy. Don't know if I'll get a chance to film my challenge. I will try and squeeze it in. But we've got the family coming over on Sunday. Thought it'd be nice to get the whole family together to just to say hello to him, catch up with him, because I think the only other opportunity will be at the wedding. Of course, it's actually not very conducive to just catching up with people. Weddings, are they really? Certainly not when you're the wedding, you're the couple getting married. You don't really get a chance to talk to everybody, so I thought it'd be good for them all to come over here to see him and just have a day, family day, which would be lovely. Any excuse for me to get the family together, really. And because, unfortunately, Hannah's husband had already planned to go away that weekend. He's going to visit a friend. She'll be on her own, so she's going to come and join us on Saturday and stay over with the baby. So, yeah, this one seems to be taking quite a while. I need to speed it up a bit. I'm too slow. Just go for it. Choop, choop, choop. Yeah, probably going faster makes more sense, really. Let's see if I can do this grid a bit quicker. That's better. Actually, the lines are straighter if you speed up a little bit. Don't have time to think about it and go all wobbly. Okay, that's one. Let's go for a different colour. I'm going to try something with the hot pink. I'm thinking a bit of hot pink would work in my next Moroccan journal, wouldn't it? I think this is hot pink. Yeah, that's the colour. I'm going to do something with... Let's try this. Not sure really where I'm going with this, but it seems to be kind of... I mean, it's all meant to be a bit of an experiment, just trying out things. So I'm doing a bit of a ziggy-zaggy thing here, I think. I think the idea is we just use little bits. Get a flash of colour or a little bit of pattern to use in collages. I don't know how much I will use these, but Rachel has said in the next challenge we're going to be making things with these, so I will want to do that. So give some ideas. Oop. So that's... Some of these I'll have to come back and finish, I think, another time later on, because it takes quite a while to complete a page. Yeah, I might come back and do that. I just have to remember which colour I used. But that's one design. I don't know what you call it. Right, let's try another colour. Oh, look at that. It's literally exactly the same colour on the other side. It's that dense. It really does come through. So it's definitely worth putting something in between the pages to protect them. Let's do a nice blue. This is one of the newer designs, I suppose. I mean, they're exactly the same, really. I liked. For some reason I'm always drawn to circles and curvy things. This is a sky blue, this colour, just so you know. Right, so that page is finished, so I thought I'd just keep going and get that one done. Let's move on to another page. And I think I fancy having a go. I haven't tried doing this before. Is doing some sort of leafy pattern. That's something that Rachel always does, and they always look good. I'm just trying to decide. I've got at least three greens. I've got probably more greens, to which one to go for. I might try this one, the forest green. Let's see. So she kind of does a bit of with a wiggly line, and then does sort of a leafy thing. Her leaves are quite a lot better than mine, but I don't think it matters too much. It's the overall effect we're looking for, isn't it? Sorry, I'm kind of concentrating here, trying to get some sort of leafy look. And try not to kind of overthink it too much. Okay. Sort of sketchy leaves, I think we'd call these. Okay, we're getting there. It's kind of viney, isn't it? Just sort of weaving up the page. You could do any shape of leaf, really. It's just usually this is my go-to shape if I'm drawing a leaf, which I don't do very often. And we're going to go up here. And up there. How are we doing? Need one. Just filling up all the little spots now. I want to properly cover the page. And okay, I think that will work. What do I need another bit up here? I think I do. Here we are. Yeah. Okay, I think we'll stop there. That's fun. Perhaps I do some other type of leaf. What other leaves can I draw? Perhaps when I've used the colour up. Okay, let's do something else. What about this corally colour? I'm just going to go try and do some marks with this. Oh, that's a lovely colour. I think the faster you go, the more you get a sort of natural look or something, I don't know. Getting a little flick now, quite unintentional, but I quite like it. I think this colour is called Coral. I've had these Promarkers for years, but they still seem to be really lovely and juicy. It's amazing how they last. Okay, that was a nice easy one. Yeah, okay. Let's see what else we can do. So that colour I've used, I'm just putting the colours aside so that I can just get a nice variety. Let's try what about this one. This is what colour is this? This is called Soft Green. So let's try doing something soft. It's almost falling, the pages are almost falling out. Well, that's a different take on a grid, isn't it? The wibbly wobbly scribbly grid. Yeah, well, it's just about giving it a little bit of colour and a bit of texture and strange shapes. I don't know. I'm just playing here. It's actually quite fun. Really fun, actually. As soon as I saw that challenge, I thought, oh, this is going to be good fun to do. And okay, so this one is Amethyst. I've actually got two. I think they're both the same. But probably the only double up I've got, I think. Okay, let's do some nice blue. Do some sort of big blobs. Turn it around. Okay. That was fun. Like that one. Okay, you never know what you're going to do till you start. I don't anyway, because that's not something I do very often. But I'm quite enjoying this. How are we doing? I've got a few here. Building up. Let's try another leafy one with a different colour. This is a really pretty colour. Leaf green. Well, there we go. I think I'm going to do little leaves, I think, all over. I don't know, don't want to do too much detail, that will be here all day, don't we? These are falling leaves, blowing leaves, whatever. I'm sure not many of them are actually this shape. I really must come up with a different shape of leaf. Because I'm sure there are many shapes. They come in all shapes, don't they? But these are the quickest ones to do. Maybe when I'm on my own, I'll sit and try and do something a little bit more, you know, some slightly different shapes of leaves when I can think about it a bit more. I'm trying to do this super quick. Because in the end, it's the overall effect we're looking for, isn't it, rather than the individual pattern. Right, let's just do these last few. In the right place, haven't I? I'm struggling because the pages keep slipping. This is such a poorly book. I mean, it's over 100 years old, so it's not surprising, is it? I don't have many books that are as old as that, to be honest. And here I am scribbling all over it. All right. Squeeze a couple more in where there looks like there's a bit of a gap. I feel like it's an all-over pattern, so you get the pattern more than the script behind it. Okay, all right, I will leave that one like that. Move on. How are we doing for time? Oh, right, well, the other thing that Rachel was doing was doing some with, she did a few with paint. So I need to do a few of those because I know there was a particular, something she wanted to make with the, she was doing some swooshing or swishing or whatever. So I might do a couple of those, see how I get on with the paints. Okay, so I've got, this is my palette that I use sometimes. It's a big old white tile. It's quite good. It's quite good as a palette. I do have, I think, something else I could use, but gosh, these pages are literally falling apart. In fact, that one's just come out, so the idea is that the book stays as a single piece, so you can tear them out as you want them. So I'm going to put those pieces aside for glue pages and then carry on. I'll probably have to tear them out anyway, won't I? Because otherwise they won't. Because they've got to dry as it's going to be paint, so maybe I will use these after all for doing this bit, because they can't really be. You have to let each piece dry anyway, so to be able to turn the page. So let's do it. In fact, I think I might do that side. Let's find some paint. So I've got my little Dylusions paints here. So I've got Pure Sunshine, Blue Lagoon, and Peony Blush. I think once now I've started buying some of the cheaper ones from Hobbycraft, some acrylic paints. I'll probably stick with those from now on. These are, for the size, these are quite expensive. Lovely though they are, they're very cute, but normal acrylic paints work just as well and last a lot longer. Right, let's try this one. Ooh, that's a bit too much. That's it, you get a lot of wastage because I'll squeeze them out too hard. Okay, where's my paintbrush? Jar of water. There we go. I brought a couple of blunt-edged ones. That's what Rachel was using, so I'm going to try this. Should have given it a shake, shouldn't I? Because it's a bit oily. Far too much. She was swooshing. Well, it's quite fun. Not quite sure what on earth you'd use this for, because I don't think the pattern is quite as interesting as what we were doing before, but that's what she said she was going to use. Alright, I'm going to leave that one to dry. And I'm going to do another swooshy one with my Blue Lagoon, I think. Oh, didn't want to do it on there, did I? Okay. Right, let's try this. I'm sure the swooshing must be a technical painting term. Well, it's fun. What else can I do? I do quite enjoy doing it, but it just seems a bit of a strange one. But there we go. Swooshy page number 2. I'm going to do one more because it's quite fun. And I want to try this one. Then we might use up the paints doing some other marks as best we can. Okay, Pure Sunshine, gorgeous colour. And get the blue off. Okay, swoosh. Is a really lovely colour. Oop, picked up some blue there. That wasn't intentional. I don't want to mix the colours really. I might make that one do a little bit more, just a touch. Oh, it squirted. Got more than I wanted. Got more than I did the first time. That's not the idea. Never mind. Okay. All right. Swooshy number 3. Okay, let's try doing making some marks with these now. With the brush. Don't know how this is going to go. Somebody at the door. I hope Richard's going. I might have to just go and check. One moment, I'll be back. Right, I think I've just about used up the colour on that one. That wasn't a delivery as I thought it might be because I couldn't think of anything I'd ordered. Though very often I have got something on the way. Was a very nice lady doing a bit of election campaigning. Because some of you may or may not be aware, we've got a general election coming up next month. In fact, in probably not many weeks now. So, not surprisingly, people are starting to come round the doors and try and get our support. Because our particular constituency, it's changing. They've changed the boundaries. So they've reorganised some of the boundaries so that there's a new. It's almost like a new constituency now, so it's pretty much up for grabs. So we'll have to see how it goes. But yeah, I was very polite and we had a little chat and we'll see. I don't know how I'm going to vote yet. Anyway, I rather like that. I love this colour. So that's one with the sunshine, Pure Sunshine, I think this is called. Yeah. Right, so let's use up some of that blue. And I've got another paintbrush here, a bigger one, but still with the straight edge. I thought maybe I'll do something, don't know. See if we can do something like this. I don't know. Ooh, that's interesting. Looks like little kisses, doesn't it? Yeah, interesting. Not quite the effect I was expecting, but I'm going with it. because it's different. It's just whatever shape the brush is, I suppose. Might need to put a bit more paint on because I do would like to do the whole page. I'm losing definition now, but let's just put a bit more on because I rather like those. Whoop. There we are. That's an interesting one. Oh, I'm having fun here. It's worth trying. Get a chance, do this. Doesn't take very long. I've got pages and pages now building up. Right, one more. Use up the pink, I think. Try and use up the pink. Kitchen towel, just wipe it off. Now, what should we do for this one? I might just do. Let's do some stripes. Candy pink stripe, how about that? Because that should be quick. And we'll use up all the paint. Gonna use some more now, aren't I? Right, I'm going to have a little, tiny little squirt, if I can manage it, of the pink to finish it off. Okay. Okay. Right. I'm very tempted to do a thin line going the other way. That way. Like that. Might do that. Let's try that. A little bit more. Actually, this one needs a good shake, didn't it? Because it was a bit oily. Still a bit oily. Made no difference whatsoever. Never mind. See if we can have a nice little. So we can do a thin line going that way. Yeah, I think it needed that extra bit going across. Well, that's that one. Gosh. Oh, lots of fun. Okay. So I think that's probably enough for today. Put that in there. Let's wipe this a bit cleaner. Yeah. I'm feeling like I might want to do some more, but I think I'm going to stop the video for now. So we've got the crisscross, got the zigzag that needs finishing, we've got the little bubbles, we've got the leaves, we've got the little marks just going, we've got the ziggy-zaggy grid, or no, it's more of a curly-whirly grid really, isn't it? We've got the blobs, and we've got the little leaves. So that was fun, and I feel like I want to do some more in here. And then I got the paints out, and we did the swooshing, which is apparently a technical term for making a mess. I'm not quite sure what Rachel has in mind for these things, but I'm very intrigued to find out. So that's those, and then I used the paints, those three colours again, to try something else. So I did those two, and this sort of this gritty one. So I don't know, it's either like little fish or little mini kisses, I'm not sure, but I really like that one just because it's a bit different. Okay, so there we are. Fun times. Fun. There's those, and we've got the ones with the Promarkers. So I hope you enjoyed this. I'll speed things up so it's not too boring, because it can get very boring watching somebody drawing, making marks. It can be, if it goes on for too long. They haven't got too many stories to tell. And I will see you again next week, I hope, because next week, it's going to be really busy. Next weekend, no idea if I'll have time to come in here to do this, but I'll find a time because I really want to do something with these. So I'll fit it in somewhere, even if it comes up late. Okay, bye for now.